All right, Ross. Well, thank you again for 5 years at Point Rental.
Well, thank you for putting up with me.
What did you do before working here?
I worked at a place called Stack Sports,
Okay.
and I actually loved working at Stack Sports. It
Mm-hmm.
was a great place to work. They just ran into some solvency issues,
Okay.
and I got nervous, so I started looking, and I found Point Rental.
Okay. Yeah. So I was going to ask how you found out about Point Rental because sports and rental software don't really typically go hand in hand.
No, they don't, but they were also full stack.
Okay.
So uh, it did kind of meld a little bit.
Okay. Gotcha. So what was your first position when you got hired?
I was an engineer, I guess, software engineer,
Oh, okay.
developer. I'm not sure what we call them here. What is my job title? I don't even know.
I mean, I feel like developer is just so over and like, I mean, technically I'm a developer. You're like, it's just like, who
Well,
isn't?
I guess essentials developer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And is that what you're currently doing now?
That is what I do.
Okay. So still working on essentials development, doing any managing or anything like that?
Yeah. Well, I'm a team lead,
Okay.
and it basically just means the team members I have under me, I just kind of help them along when they run into problems.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's good to have some person who knows what they're
Right. I think it's just kind of being a buffer between like everybody else and Nelson, who's like super busy all the time. He's our manager, right? So,
Uh-huh.
I mean, he definitely can answer all the questions. I just don't think he has time to answer them all.
that's
So we sort of like absorb what we can answer.
Yeah. I
So
mean,
that
there's a lot of people who are really pressed on time around here. Very busy people.
Yes. Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing about working at Point Rental?
My favorite thing about Pointer Rental is the people here. I
Yeah.
love pointers. Pointers are like the greatest people on the planet.
Mhm.
I love working here.
Yeah, I think a lot of people mention our general work culture here. It's very empowering. It's very, if you want to get into something, especially like in development, like they're very open with like trying new things or innovation and things like that.
Right. They're empowering.
Mm-hmm.
They're principled.
There you go.
Innovative.
Last one.
And caring.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We definitely just came. That's definitely off the cuff. So, let's zoom out of work here for a little bit. What's like a hobby or interest that you're into right now that maybe you could feel like you could talk about for like hours and hours, or just something you're really into?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Any topic on math. I just love talking about
Really,
math.
mathematician. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's more like being a weirdo, but
Okay.
I just love math.
Just like doing times tables, or is there a specific maths?
Well,
or
times
thing?
tables are definitely part of the whole thing. Currently, I've been looking at p-adic numbers, which are really interesting numbers. And I find them interesting because when I was in college, well, back in the old days,
Mhm.
people actually had to go to college to become developers.
Mhm.
It's not so much anymore.
Yeah.
However, when I was there, I took a lot of math courses, and we studied a lot of like how computer architecture and how things work. And
Mhm.
and one of the things that fascinated me was -1 in binary is assigned integer. -1 is all ones across the board. Like you would think, well, that would be the largest number, right?
Yeah.
But it's not. It's all ones. It's just a full bank of ones, depending on how large your integers are.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really understood it until I started studying p-adic numbers. Well, and actually two-adic numbers in this case. And that is because you can take a p-adic number and apply arithmetic to it, and it actually just works. So you can apply, for instance, let's say you had a bank of all ones and you wanted to add one to it. Okay.
Mhm.
Well, you add 1 to 1 in binary, you get 0. You carry your 1, you got 1, 1, 1, you got 1 to 1, so it's 0, 0, 0. So it'll turn into 0. Well, 1 plus -1 is 0, right? So that's how, and that's just how p-adic numbers operate. They're actually they're summations, infinite. And obviously they diverge. They're not like real numbers. It's a series of numbers that diverge into infinity, but they work mathematically as doing arithmetic. and it's just interesting how they work.
Yeah. Well, I'm still working on 7x8, so I'm happy you're. Maybe there's a good reason I'm still just in marketing. So let's pretend there's a new pointer, whether or not they're in your department or otherwise. What would be the number one advice that you would give to them on their first day?
The number one advice for a new pointer. I don't know. Somebody would have to ask me for advice. And the most important thing about being a pointer is, I don't know, be yourself, I guess, just and have fun, enjoy things.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like work from home now
Mm-hmm.
because of COVID, and so they tend to work at home. But
Yeah.
I love being here in the office because I love the people here.
Yeah.
And we do fun things,
Mhm.
like we just had a happy hour last week, right?
Yeah.
That was just a lot of fun. Tuesday nights are game nights.
Mhm.
It's a lot of fun being here.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would give advice to, hey, be here all the time, but hey, I would say come into the office sometimes. We have cookies and pie. And
Wait, cookies and pie? I don't remember there being.
yeah, there's cookies right now in the break room.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, but yeah, definitely like Pointer Rental definitely allows you to be more authentic than some like other larger like corporations or some larger like software companies where you kind of just have to be the classic white collar, type of personality. But here you're actually allowed to express yourself. And I think having that diversity within your workforce makes it more fun.
Yes, I agree 105%.
All right. So, Ross, we're on the very last question. Let's pretend you're standing up there on the podium, winning like an Oscar or a Grammy, and you have the opportunity to thank, 5 years is quite the accomplishment. Who are you thanking for where you are today?
It would have to be Robert Flock.
Okay.
He's the embodiment of epic, empowering and principled and
Mm-hmm.
innovative and caring. In fact, I think all of Essentials, the entire department, owes him it's a debt of gratitude for his perseverance, his work ethic, everything. Yeah, he's a great manager. He really is.
Yeah, no, I know a couple of other developers have mentioned him by name as well. It seems like he's been quite the influence.
Somebody told me I was supposed to mention Scott Plomer.
Oh, I mean, that could have been anyone. Well, anyway, Ross, thank you again for 5 years at Pointer Rental.
Yeah, well, thank you again for having me and putting up with my crazy antics.
Hey, anytime.